You think the title race is over.
Worry
about them beyond that.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. There's no way Arsenal can catch Liverpool. They've got no forward. They've got a young 17-year-old who's going to have a bright future, amazing player.
How did Ranieri look today?
No, he struggled, but he's 17 years of age. He's going to be like that for the.
You can't ask a 17-year-old to be the answer,
can you? All the time. Yeah. But he will be going like that, and when it gets like that, it's hard for a 17-year-old to come back like. So that's hard. Trossard's he's a bit-part player, in my opinion. I think if everybody's fit, he's one of them you want to come on with 30 minutes to go if you need him. I think he's that kind of player. But he's got to play every game now. And then they've got no centre-forward. There's absolutely no chance. I mean, even if Liverpool got beat 7-0 tomorrow, they still can't win the league. They can't. Not with. I see enough today to know that they are going to struggle to the end of the season. And how many games have they got left?
Well, they've got Nottingham Forest away next, 12 next to come, Man United away, then
12,
Chelsea at home.
12
so 12 total they've got
12
left.
total games. They do well to win half.
Really?
They've got nothing going forward, absolutely nothing going forward. I don't mean, it's going to be so easy for teams to defend. I mean, they just played against the West Ham team that, let's be honest, they're not, like, unbelievable at the back. It's not like we're sitting there and we're going, oh, it's Van Dijk and who else, at the back. They're just a solid outfit. They were comfortable. What's the name? Areola made one save with his feet that I would have saved. I mean, this is Arsenal at home who haven't lost a game at home this season. They haven't got any forwards. They've got absolutely no chance. All of a sudden now, the PSV game has become a heads or tails game. Heads or tails game when, let's be honest, if Martinelli, Saka and Havertz were fit, you're looking at that game and going, well, that's a shoo-in. They're through to the quarter-final. Now, I honestly, I don't see it now. Who they got next? Forest?
They have.
Yeah, they won't beat Forest.
Midweek, away at Nottingham Forest.
They won't beat Forest.
Merson, if they only win in 6 out of 12 games, they won't finish second.
Yeah, I ain't sure. I don't know if they will finish second. I think they've just got to come in the top 4, haven't they? I mean, at the end of the day, they got to get. I don't see.
So for you, the season's objectives have changed that dramatically with the injuries, the players they're missing.
Well,
it's now about just making sure they finish in the top 4 title race for you. Gone.
Simon, what I've seen in the last 2 weeks, completely and utterly gone. They've played West Ham, who are about 6th bottom. They got destroyed by Brentford last week, and then they played Leicester, I mean. I want to be horrible here, but we probably get a team together here that are going to give them a game. And, you know what I mean? And keep it tight for an hour or so. Sure. Do you know what I mean? And then they'd end up destroying us. But it's not like they've just played like Liverpool away and like who else? And someone like, I'm thinking of top teams now. I mean,
have you seen some of the players in here, Merson? I mean, that's a big claim that we give them a game right now. They're not. I mean, they're bad, but they're not that bad.
For a while. We're keeping not Arsenal. We wouldn't. I'm saying about they made Leicester look very comfortable, and Leicester can't win a game, can't score a goal. I've seen enough over the last 2 games that they haven't made any chances. Yeah. Mourinho come on, scored 2. I think before that, I don't think they had a chance against Leicester, or probably had a couple of half chances. So that's 2 games against. No disrespect, 2 pretty average teams, and they've failed to do anything.
And listen, their third from last game is that game at Anfield away to Liverpool. And from a drama point of view, every neutral hoping there's still something riding on it. From everything you're saying, you think that's absolutely very unlikely.
No chance. They go to Man United in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
That'll be heads or tails. That'll be heads or tails game.
Even against that United
I'm telling you, they've got nothing up front. It's absolutely toothless up front. Toothless. Like they've got no centre forward. Centre forward is such a hard position to play. It's such... Clinton will tell you, it's such an art, isn't it? You can't just go and throw someone up there and go and do that.
It's an art.
It's an art.
It is.
Look at your face. You love that, don't you?
For me, I don't see them beating Forest. I'd be shocked if they beat Nottingham Forest. I honestly would be absolutely flabbergasted.
Anyone here does not think the title race is now over after this afternoon?
I thought it was over. I said to you last week, Merks, I was doing the EFL zone and I left and I was like, they've got no chance of winning. They've lost to 4 main attacking players and then you're left with 3.
Yeah.
What do you do? It's like we talk about Manchester City defensively. You can't go away to a Real Madrid and expect to win football match if you can't defend. Other end of the spectrum is Arsenal, like Mercy's saying. I'm with him. If you can't score goals and you don't create chances, you've got no chance.
And you can't keep going through transfer windows and not bringing a striker everyone's been crying out for.
Exactly.
After the couple of draws they had in 3 games, Liverpool, I thought the door was ajar. But they had to win today. Yeah. And then Man City had to win tomorrow. in the Super Sunday game. That then kicks it wide open. Then you think, hold on a minute, you know, there might be a title race. Now, when they've tripped up now at home, so I always said it, difficult. They've got home games, but they've got home games against teams from London who want to spoil the party, and West Ham have done that. Chelsea have got to go there, Fulham have got to go there. They haven't got an easy game with the team, what they have at their disposal.
Philosophy, style of football, possession-based game. Well, they won this game with roughly around 35% possession. It was almost a bit of a throwback to the David Moyes era in terms of low defensive block, being patient, giving up the ball and being really effective on the transitions. But that's smart play for me, maybe un-Potter-like. But there's a future in this for me. That man in particular led the line really well. His partnership with Kudus was really effective, like I said, on the transitions. Souček as well. Not more than a real shift. They were smart. The defensive structure was good, very kind of compact. Dealt with everything Arsenal threw at them, crosses into the box, back three. Even the kind of two wing-backs, Wan-Bissaka and Young Scarles, I thought done fantastically well. So a huge amount of credit to his team before we start maybe nitpicking the Arsenal performance.
We'll get to Arsenal for sure. Just on Potter there, though, the stat is incredible. That's his 4th win at the Emirates. He's got more wins than any other manager there at that stadium besides Guardiola and Klopp, who obviously were around for years and had superior teams to what Graham Potter has had. And actually, he's got the highest percentage of wins there. So he has something that unlocks that Arsenal team.
Look, I echo what Kenny said there, because he is known for a certain style of football. He doesn't want to do things a certain way like Brighton. But that was... I love that, you know, flat back fives, 3 centre backs, dealing with crosses, getting bodies in the way, blocking shots, and then the split centre forward with Kudus and Bowen. Like it almost negated the Arsenal centre backs because they didn't have anybody up against them. They were playing a little bit deeper and a little bit wider. So when the ball broke, the centre backs didn't know whether to go to stick or twist, and it's why they got so much joy in the counter attack. So it was well thought out and well executed.
Arsenal, though, Kenny, it's all over. Come on, admit it.
Yeah, fell terms.
Generally speaking, did they show any more quality for you in the second half?
No. I thought at half-time he needed to show West Ham a different picture, and he didn't. You know, if you can't create space in that middle six, you need to recycle the ball, rotate it side to side, and try and break that middle block up. If you go wide and just cross the ball in, and you've got 3 centre-backs who can head it, and 3 midfield players as tight to them as what you have. Having said that, a lot of crosses that came in, I mean, watch this for a lack of quality. I mean, he doesn't want that. There's no way he's asked for that. And he ends up going, what are you giving me that for? And he has to go back to the goalkeeper. And a lot of crosses that came in, because it was difficult, because they got, I suppose, bored with recycling it, they didn't have enough quality. You needed more incisive players. That's why I felt the false 9 would have been different for him. Marino playing up against him, crossing the ball in, is what West Ham would have wanted. We'd be delighted with it. You know, if you had a false 9 coming in, you might remove one of the centre-backs, you might tempt him out, you might widen one of the midfield players, but you didn't. You just kept going wide and crossing it. And that's right up West Ham Street. And then obviously when they did create little chances or got little glimpses on the edge of the box, they didn't have the quality.
They have been hamstrung, though, by these injuries, right? Yeah. Would you give them a bit of a pass for that?
Absolutely. And I give them a pass, but I blame the board because they should have recognised this even with Kai Havertz in the team. You know, Kai Havertz went down after the window, so that's unfortunate, but they were still struggling up to that. You know, Saka was out for a very long time, Odegaard was out for a very long time. I think the Arsenal did well to stay on the coattails of Liverpool as long as what they did, but you're never keeping up the pace of it's like sprinting a marathon these days, the Premier League. You're never keeping up that pace, unfortunately. They should have spent in January. It was a half-hearted attempt to get Ollie Watkins. Not sure if they really wanted him. You know, if they did really want him, they should have went right over the top and gone and got him. They didn't. And they didn't have anyone else to come in. And there were players moving in January. People did sign players, and Arsenal didn't. You look at Marmoush that's gone to Man City, hit the ground running. Would he have fitted in on left side of Arsenal's midfield there instead of Leandro Trossard? You know, remains to be seen how good Marmoush is. But if he was going for 50 million quid, Arsenal should have been in for him, and they didn't sign anybody. So they have themselves to blame, to be honest with you.
Well, they're not matching Manchester City's wages. I know that if they wanted to try and get him in, Damien makes some valid points there as well. You got to understand, you look at the Arsenal team with the majority of players fit, Saka fit, Jesus fit and Havertz, the argument doesn't become as strong. It's desperate to get that number 9. It's just circumstances losing those players. We're looking at now thinking, oh, it was a big mistake. I think Arteta recognised it, tried to get a player in.
He said he was disappointed that they couldn't get anyone in, but that they have to be disciplined in the transfer market.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that comes, I think that's right, because they can't just spend in terms of wages. They can't compete with a couple of other teams, Manchester City in particular. I think there is a genuine bit of frustration there behind the scenes with Arteta that they couldn't get that player
in. Obviously, Edu was gone as a sporting director as well, which maybe didn't help matters.
Yeah, I don't think it's as simple as that. Edu there is they get that type of centre forward in. I'm not quite sure it's as simple as that, but it certainly has hampered them. Certainly over the past couple of weeks when they've suffered those other injuries. Wouldn't have foreseen Havertz obviously coming out of the team and missing the rest of the season. So a combination of all those things has hurt them.
Kel, frustrating today. Why do you feel the team wasn't able to be at its best today?
Well, I think we started the game and we never get grip to the game because we were so inconsistent with the ball. And we started to give so many balls away, so we never got enough sequence of positive actions one after the other that could generate threat, momentum, win the territory and the areas that we want to conquer. And that allowed that the game was always a flick of a coin, you know, and they were very direct with the play. That team, when you allow them to run, especially with very simple giveaways, it's a dangerous team, and without really creating much. And the chance that they have, they put the ball in the box, they have the quality individually to deliver those moments. And after that becomes a difficult game, a more difficult game. We made some changes, we tried to generate some momentum, and we would look like we could get that. Then we get the red card as well, with another big mountain to climb. We tried to react to that with some of the adjustments, and we generated, with a lot of energy, putting a lot of emotion, effort into it, but without really specific quality moments to unlock their back.
Yeah. Why did you feel that they struggled with the decision-making today? Was it nerves at times?
I don't know. It's the general play from the beginning wasn't there. But after, there were moments that we got a bit more of flow, and credit to West Ham as well. The way they set up, they were really aggressive in their duels. Those 50-50 balls, they got away with it a lot of time. And yeah, when you are not at your best there, you have to be at your best in many other areas. And today wasn't the case.
Yeah, you mentioned West Ham being good on duels. They had a game plan. They were defending their box really well. But do you feel like it was also about not being able to create these connections, especially in that final third?
Yeah, because the moment we got into the areas, that then you have to unlock something, we didn't, basically. But it's down to me as well. So it's my responsibility, and I don't want to take that into the players. But today we weren't at the level required to convincingly be better in the position for long periods of the game.
How did you feel about the red card?
I don't know. I haven't seen the replay. I don't want to see it. It's done. The decision was made. Let's move on.
And finally, of course, there are still 12 games to be played, but it feels like a big blow in the title race, regardless of what happens tomorrow. How do you see it?
Yeah, because we've been very consistent. I think 15, 16 games in the Premier League without a defeat, winning in a convincing way. And today at home, when you have the opportunity now to generate again that momentum, you don't do it. So it is painful, but this is a sport. Tomorrow is another day. We're still in February. There's a lot to play for, and we need to feel the pain today. I think we deserve that.
How tough is that loss for you and the team and the title hopes as well?
Yeah, big blow. I think the performance today wasn't good enough, and yeah, really disappointed.
Why do you think you struggled?
I don't know, to be fair. It's hard to say. I think we let them run too easy a few times on the counters. We weren't sharp enough to create things in the box. I think we lacked a little bit on the final pass, the final cross, the final third efficiency. So yeah, we have to see the game back and analyse it, but it wasn't good enough.
Does that come down to the fact that you are struggling with players fit up front?
Obviously we're missing players, but we have to focus on the players that are here, that are available, and I think we have more than enough quality to do more than what we did today, so I think that should be our focus on solving that.
And so you went in at the break a goal down. What was the big message?
No, we have to turn it around, and yeah, I think we tried, but as I said, he wasn't good enough in front of the goal, and then we let them run a few times too easily. Obviously with a red card it's tricky as well, but yeah, we tried until the end, but today wasn't good enough.
Yeah, what did you make of that red card?
I don't know, I haven't seen it again. I don't know.
And finally then, how do you regroup? How do you guys kind of go on from here and keep that title alive?
Yeah, we have to keep going. Still a long way to go. Still many points to play for. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. We have to make sure we learn from this and yeah, strike back in the next one.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
A furious Mikel Arteta said Arsenal's bid to win the Premier League title is now out of their hands after accusing his players of failing to hit the levels required in their crushing 1-0 defeat against West Ham at the Emirates. Jarrod Bowen scored the only goal of the game before Miles Lewis-Skelly was sent off with 18 minutes remaining to leave the Gunners 8 points behind Liverpool with 12 matches remaining. Arne Slot's side could end the weekend 11 points clear if they beat Manchester City at the Etihad on Sunday. And speaking about Arsenal's bid to end their 21-year wait for the title, Arteta conceded it's not in our hands. I am really, really annoyed with the things that are in our hands, which is the performance and the result, and we didn't do that as well as we possibly could. I am very disappointed, and obviously very angry as well. Even though we had 20 shots, I never felt that we were at the standard and the level that we needed. We have to be angry, and I hope we are, because we didn't hit the levels today, and I am very much responsible of that, so I am very, very angry. Arsenal hit the target just twice, as their failure to sign a striker during last month's transfer window was brutally exposed. Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz are both out for the season, while the club's first-choice wingers Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli are also currently sidelined with hamstring injuries. Makeshift forward Mikel Merino, who usually operates in midfield, led the line. However, Arteta dismissed the notion that the club's lack of a recognised striker was the chief reason behind their defeat to the Hammers. He continued, "I refuse that completely, because I am talking about the standards of the players and the team that we played today, me included. And that was nowhere near the levels that we have to hit to have the opportunity to win a Premier League. We have to look in the mirror of ourselves of what we can do better, and the will, the desire, the way we run and the way we want it, zero question about that. But at that level that is not enough. You have to deliver, and it has to be with quality to break down a really good team, and put in the actions that can allow threatening moments to win games, and today we didn't do that. It's my responsibility. The team can play much better than we did today, and we have to play much better, and with much more quality. Arsenal will be back in action on Wednesday with a daunting trip to third-place Nottingham Forest, and Arteta added, "We will suffer and feel the pain and then make sure that we come back on Monday with that bite and that anger still in the stomach for Wednesday's game." For Graham Potter and West Ham, their win at the Emirates was only the club's second of the year so far. And Potter hopes the statement triumph will kickstart his reign after taking charge last month. "The best way to build confidence and belief is to win football matches," said Potter. "Results help, otherwise the noise comes in from outside and it becomes more difficult to convince people. So for the players, the supporters, and everyone involved at the club, this is a really big win."